Welcome in. It's another edition of Where the 99 Lead. I'm Andrew Joyce, your host, and Where the 99 Lead, that's a program brought to you by the University of Pikeville, where we talk all things regarding the university. Academically, athletically, we talk about the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, new construction projects. We talk with many different departments and many different topics. Today, we'll talk about students, and in particular the student government associations of the university undergrad program and of course Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. Special guest in studio today, we're joined by Jeffrey Justice, a UPike senior and the undergrad SGA president at UPike. Jeffrey, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Let's find out a little about you, where you come from and how your journey placed you at the University of Pikeville.
Well, I'm from the big city of Phelps, Kentucky.
Hornetville.
Specifically Freeburn, but people know Phelps. So,
Sure.
Out of high school, I went to Eastern Kentucky University in Richmond. So I stayed there for 2.5 years. Then I transferred into UPike, and I've blossomed. I've bloomed into something beautiful.
Found your home and found your way
did.
back to the mountains, while Eastern Kentucky University, by name only, is by no means in Eastern Kentucky.
That's right.
But
That's right. No place like home.
Eastern Kentucky boy
That's right.
finds his way home, and now SGA president at the University of Pikeville. That has to be a proud title.
I'm very proud. I'm very proud in the short time that I achieved that.
Very good.
I was here 1.5 years before I was elected, so that was incredible that the students thought enough of me to elect me as their voice.
What's your academic major?
Accounting.
And
Business and accounting.
your plans for the future?
I want to get into financial management, financial planning specifically.
Very good. You're joined by your cohort, the SGA president at the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, Frederick Stein, joins us, second-year student at the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. And Frederick, we ask you the same questions. We'll add an additional question. Your undergraduate studies, where did they take place and where did you come from?
Of course. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. I was really excited to accept the invitation and honored to be on the show. But I originally was born in northeastern Kentucky, up in the greater Cincinnati area. So we're not, the Kentuckians don't consider us Kentuckians, but the Ohioans don't consider us theirs either. So we're sort of in this no man's land here.
We get that.
And I went down to Charleston, South Carolina for my undergrad at the College of Charleston, which is right down in the middle of town, right on the water there. And then after that, I took 3 years off to work in a hospital, the Medical University of South Carolina. And that sort of led me to the decision of wanting to go into medicine. And I really wanted to go home, and I heard there was an osteopathic school here, and that just fit both of my desires. And here I am 2 years later.
2 years later, and second year at ChiCom.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about second year. First year, it's brutal.
First year is definitely, I don't want to compare it to the beaches of Normandy,
Right.
but everybody just shuffles out into first year, and you work your hiney off and you do the best you can, and the next year, you're a seasoned veteran, you're ready to go.
Sure.
And just working hard to get into third year.
Right.
So that's where we are.
And you're the SGA president with the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine students.
sir.
About 280 of those. We'll talk about that.
Absolutely.
It's a growing number of students at the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, as is UPike. Jeffrey Justice and Frederick Stein, our guest, both SGA presidents at the University of Pikeville and Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. You serve in leadership roles with your student bodies, respectively. What's the role of SGA on campus? Jeffrey, let's start with you.
The role of undergraduate SGA is really to act as a liaison between the students and the faculty administration. So I have a lot of meetings with Dr. Hurley to voice concerns, a lot of meetings with Mr. Gary Justice to try to plan events. I work closely with the Office of Student Services. They're my mentors basically. So they're a great bunch. Renee Watson recently named Dean of Student Services, Student Affairs, so congratulations to her. She's been instrumental in helping me with my first year as student government president.
Sure. a lot of different organizations. We'll talk about
Yes.
those involved in campus as well. Frederick, tell us about the role of the medical schools SGA
Well, I
program.
mean, it's very similar, I think, to what Jeffrey does as well, which is why we're also trying to work together to bridge the gap between the osteopathic school and also the undergrad, so that we can all volunteer and work together in one big happy community. But another thing that we do is there's a council of student government presidents that exists that basically represents all of the osteopathic medical students in America, and so we convene at different conferences, I think about 4 or 5 a year, and so I'm honored and privileged to have been elected to represent the college at those conferences along with my vice president, Ms. Harika Kantamneni, and we travel around and we just talk about what's working in education right now, what's not, and sort of to track the trends of how students are learning right now so that we can better suit the needs of the future generations.
Very good.
Yeah, it's
Jeffrey,
fun.
more students on campus. Record enrollment again at the University of Pikeville. There are a number of active clubs and organizations at UPike. What type of organizations make up the undergrad SGA?
We have all kinds of organizations. There's a video game club, like comics and that different type of stuff.
Right.
We reach out to the Greek life that's on campus. We have a large number of athletic representatives that they kind of tell us what they like and don't like about the athletic programs, which usually isn't much. We have pretty good athletic programs on campus, so that's good. Another national championship this year, hopefully.
There we go.
So we work closely with one group in particular, UPike Impact. They're a service-based group. They're doing all kinds of stuff. They volunteer a lot with Judy's Place, and they do clothing drives throughout the year for West Care, and they've been amazing to have as part of SGA.
Who makes up Impact?
Impact, the name of the president slips my mind, but it's all students, all student-led. We have one of our SGA representatives, his name's Colin McCoy, on the Impact group, and they just do so much. They started last year, and they have grown tremendously into basically the service organization of the University of Pikeville.
It's kind of what this show's about, where the 99 lead, talking about those historic 99 steps that lead to campus, but in addition, they lead from campus into the community. And I've heard a little about that organization and truly trying to make an impact in the community outside the walls or the imaginary walls of the UPike campus. Frederick, more than 280 med school students. That's amazing for those of us that were here for the origins of the med school.
Absolutely.
And now to have that many students on campus every day, I would imagine there are a variety of organizations to serve the needs of those students as well.
There's a plethora of organizations, and there's new organizations that are sort of lobbying to be founded all the time.
Sure.
We currently have 23 different clubs,
Wow.
And we're talking representing just about every single medical subspecialty that you can think of. You've got your bigger clubs, which are your like the American College of Osteopathic Family Practitioners, ACOFP, or SOMA, which is the Student Osteopathic Medical Association, which is probably the largest organization in the United States that sort of lobbies for student interest. We've also got smaller clubs. We've got radiology clubs, orthopedic clubs. We recently just founded the Muslim Student Doctors Association as well, because we've been attracting so much attention from minority groups nationally, internationally. So many people want to come here. They want to see what's new in Pikeville, and our Kentucky Com's becoming more diverse now than ever, and we're so excited to be in the middle of that. We're also sending students abroad. We've got a mission trip that goes to the Dominican Republic every summer, and the Rotaract Club, which is sort of our student outreach wing, goes there every summer, and they interface with the community about that as well. And there are just so many opportunities for outreach and for inclusion there. It's very exciting.
Talked with some of your peers in the past that have been preparing for or just back from some mission trips, and really a tremendous job they do. And further stretching the walls of the University of Pikeville, not just into the community, but into the world.
Absolutely, and it's really fulfilling the mission of our medical college, which is to reach out to those places that need medicine the most, and to deliver the kind of medicine that makes us different, osteopathic medicine. And a lot of my colleagues that went this summer, they came back and I asked them about it, and they said that it was just like the mission and the medicine in action, and it was really inspiring.
Right.
And we look forward to growing those opportunities for students in the future. So.
Sure. And opening the eyes of aspiring physicians.
Absolutely.
Of the needs in the world. Last year, the med students hosted ChiCom Cares, a community-wide event as we reach from the campus of the University of Pikeville into the community. Tell us about that event and plans for an event this year.
Well, I think that we can all recognize just the importance of interfacing with the community. Nobody wants to just disappear into this silo and come out every once in a while for a snack. We want to be involved in the people here, and we want them to understand the medicine and to become really invested in it. Sure. And so ChiCom Cares was started by Ryan Johnson last year, who's the second class vice president, and it essentially involves every single student on campus and any student who's rotating through the area, who's working at PMC, and we just try to get every student to log at least 8 service hours on that day. So that's volunteering in clinics, volunteering at Judy's Place, volunteering at the SPCA, anywhere that we can do something, even if it's making up their own booths for handing out pamphlets or doing diabetes awareness work or anything of that nature, or health checks, blood glucose level checks. And so it's just this one day where we try to really make a push for getting out into the community. And this year, not only are we looking to do the same, but we're looking to build on it. We're also, in order to celebrate the 125th anniversary of UPike, we're looking to sort of build on the ChiCom Cares by doing a Medicine in the Mountains Symposium, where we sort of take this 125 years to reflect on the mission of medicine in the mountains and what our vision is for this area in the next 125 years. So.
Look forward to that, and we know that while the med students are out in the community serving in organizations, students from the University of Pikeville from all different organizations are as well. Jeffrey, you're from Phelps. You're a part of this community. Mm-hmm. You've been around the University of Pikeville or known about Pikeville College all of your life. A lot of changes have taken place there.
A lot of changes. Just in my lifetime, Pikeville has, oh my gosh, it's against all odds and against everything. Pikeville keeps growing and keeps growing and keeps growing, and I want to be part of that.
Sure.
And I think that given the right help that I have, given the support groups that I have, that's going to happen.
Networking begins with networking with aspiring physicians who might need your financial management services later in life.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's right.
The student experience, Jeffrey, takes place both inside and outside the classroom. Experiential learning. We've heard that term used so much as the mission of the University of Pikeville faculty has changed towards that. How is working with the SGA providing you with that leadership experience you'll need for down the road?
We work with experiential learning. For instance, a group that I'm also involved in, Phi Beta Lambda. It's the collegiate equivalent of Future Business Leaders of America.
Sure.
And what we fundraise and try to get as much money we can through the year for our state and national conferences, and most often we come short. And thankfully, the school has appropriated funds through experiential learning that there's somewhere we can go, and that has helped me because now I brought that into SGA. And if a group that we're affiliated with needs some extra help, we have some funds available, and we help those organizations that are just having a rough time. Maybe they can't fundraise. They need supplies to have a fundraiser.
Sure.
We'll help them get that, and we have stipulations and policies, but we help as much as we can. We recently helped the academic team get a new buzzer system because honestly they were embarrassed to bring competitions to UPike because the buzzer system was so bad, and we helped them finance a new buzzer system.
Very good.
So I'm gaining all kinds of leadership experience through helping people,
Right.
and that's in my eyes what counts.
Yeah, absolutely. Our guest today on this edition of Where the 99 Lead, Jeffrey Justice, a UPike senior from Phelps, Kentucky, and the undergrad SGA president, also joined by Frederick Fritz Stein, second-year med student at the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine and CHICOM SGA president. And Frederick, we talked a little about the annual mission trip to the Dominican Republic that
Yes,
students from CHICOM take part in. We've talked with those students before in preparation for that. What an undertaking that is.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Organizing that trip is amazing just to get that done. Where are you in the planning process for this year's trip?
You know, one of my, I guess the way I really feel about leadership is that I forget which president it was that said it, but essentially you surround yourself with the right people, with the perfect storm, and you know, if they get off course, if they need a little bit of leadership, then you know, you provide that. But for the most part, you just find the right people and you stay out of their way.
Sure.
And so we've got really great people that led the last trip. I believe the leader of last year's trip was Mr. Jonathan Walrath, and he just did a magnificent job and had a great team of people go with him. And so they've just elected their new board that's going to be going on the next trip, and they took a painstaking interviewing process, and they found the perfect people, the right people for the job. And so at this point, my job is just to, whatever they need, whether it's, you know, help with putting together fundraisers, help with coming up with ideas, or if it's just moral support, you know, I always just try to be there for them, because
Sure.
you know, my job is most certainly not to you know, to do anything for them, but it's just to do whatever I can to empower them to becoming quality leaders, you know, the kinds of people that they already are,
Sure.
and the kinds of people that got them to the place where they are right now. So.
Right. As SGA president for the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, I know that you have a tremendously busy schedule. Your
Tons of
fellow
fun.
students do as well. A lot of times in class, in clinicals, also studies in the books.
Yes, sir.
Those things that don't take place in lecture or in practicums. But are there opportunities for those students to have some downtime and actually be involved in an organization?
Absolutely. They're, you know, in one of the big things that they try to stress in medical school is that it's all about how you manage your time. You know, if you find that sweet spot, you know, how to study correctly and how to get the most out of your time in your studies, then you do have the time to go out and have some fun with friends, and you also have time to give back to the community. And I feel like this school was founded on activism, on the idea of, you know, of this community and communities like it all around America and around the world need the kind of medicine that we know how to provide. And so we really encourage our students to be very active, to be active domestically, to be active here in the community, but also to be active internationally and nationally. We've had a lot of very active and very ambitious students in the past that we're very proud of. And we've also got a stellar faculty that are some people that are just huge in the world of osteopathic medicine right now. And so, you know, we've just got this tremendous opportunity, and we encourage all of our students to be active and to stay involved throughout their 2 years, their 4 years, and hopefully we build a physician that is active in their community throughout their entire life.
Very good.
So.
It's the University of Pikeville's Where the 99 Lead program, a program brought to you by the University of Pikeville. And today we talk about the student government associations. Jeffrey Justice of Phelps, SGA president for the University of Pikeville undergrad program. Let's talk about some projects that are underway with your SGA.
We have quite a few projects underway, and most recently I had a meeting with Mr. Gary Justice about a project that a student brought to me, and he thought it was a great idea. So I'm bringing that before SGA Thursday. We have a meeting, but I know they're going to love it. It's an incredible program. Gary is in love with it. I'm in love with it. I'm not going to give away too many details, but
How about just a couple?
I can do a couple.
Okay.
It'll be a play on a very popular TV show. So it'll be fun. It'll be
Very
fun. And I'll give away the judging panel, if you will. Going to have Gary Justice playing probably more closely to Simon Cowell.
Uh-huh.
We're going to have Amber Collins. She's going to be the peppy girl, that she is. Everyone
Right.
loves Amber. She has got such just a dynamic personality.
Sure.
And then we're going to have Lakia Bailey, Mooka, as she's known on campus, to play someone that is there just to keep both of those two in line.
Right.
So it'll be fun. Students will have a lot of fun. It'll be our big spring event, so it will happen in the spring, because usually we get too bogged down in the fall. We try to push everything in the fall whenever everyone's new, everyone's fresh, and we have nothing to carry us through the spring. So that's the newest, biggest thing.
But tell us about some of the events that have taken place this fall that you've already wrapped up. You can look back now and say, got through that one.
Homecoming week was a big one.
It is big.
Homecoming week is huge, and I was surprised I didn't know that Student Government Association was responsible for so much
Right.
in homecoming.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's a huge undertaking. We organize almost everything, not quite everything. The Alumni Association does a lot, and we're thankful to have such committed alumni.
Sure.
So we help with the tailgating that the alumni do. We help in different various activities, lighting of the campus. We spend a lot of time putting sand in paper bags and a little tea-light candle in there, but it looks beautiful. And we organized a carriage ride through Dream Stables. It's a new addition to Pikeville, so we were able to utilize that.
Sure.
So we love working with the city, doing as much in the community as we can, partnering to make our campus beautiful and to give our students something different to do.
I got to tell you,
That's
it
awesome.
may just be sand in a bag, but from the community standpoint, it's one of the most beautiful
Beautiful.
times of the year is the lighting of the campus that occurs each year during founding week. And it's been a tradition that's gone on at then Pikeville College for decades. And it's one of the community's favorites as well. So your hard work doesn't
I'm
go
glad to hear that.
unnoticed. Fritz, let's talk about SGA at the osteopathic school. What's coming up? Big events?
Oh gosh! All right. So coming up here at the end of this block, we've got this thing called Cadaver Ball, which is sort of like our big Halloween party.
Right.
We have that at the expo this year, and that's going to be a lot of fun. It comes right after third block, so it gives us all the opportunity to unwind and just relax and get ready for that final push until we get up into our our Christmas break.
Right.
As far as other projects we've got going on, we're gearing up for that other mission trip.
Sure.
We're trying to grow research opportunities here at Kentucky Com, because we're in the perfect position to do a lot of really interesting epidemiologic work and community work, and that is being taken advantage of, but we want to get our students more involved in that. So we're currently talking about growing research here on campus.
Sure.
We've been talking about growing opportunities for sending students on individual mission trips they want to go to. We had a student who went to Honduras just this last summer who did a surgical rotation. We'd like to offer more opportunities like that to our students so that they can get that experience that they're looking for. We're also, as I mentioned, we're gearing up for KY Com Cares. We're starting to plan for that.
Right.
And this, Medicine in the Mountain Symposium. And we're gearing up for this thing called OMED, which we're sending a contingent of about 25 people to, and it's the largest osteopathic conference in the United States over the course of the year, and it's in Seattle this year. So we'll be going and representing Kentucky Com there, and we're just growing every day and trying to take advantage of the momentum.
Very good. Fritz Time, what's next for you?
Oh gosh, well, I suppose getting my nose caught in a book, I'll probably do a little bit of that. But what's next for SGA is just trying to tap into the student body and tap into this momentum that's coming up with the building of the new optometry school.
Right.
We just had the Cole building come in just a couple of years ago, and already we're talking about this optometry school. And so, our mission is to tap into this momentum and to just move forward with it and get as much growth, sustainable growth as we can. And also just to reach out to Jeffrey and to the undergraduate SGA and to try to make sure that, when we leave here, that there's, an even more cohesive, even more collegial environment here on campus.
Absolutely.
So.
Got to say, your fellow students, both undergrads and from the med school, have certainly changed the feel of the Pikeville, Pike County community.
Oh
It
my
feels
gosh.
more like a college town. Over the last over the most recent years than it had in years past. So UPike certainly making its mark on the community once again. And I know the SGA of the med school and the undergrads both playing a part in that.
Oh, yeah.
Fritz Stein, thanks for being with us today. Best of
my
luck to you
pleasure.
in your studies and in your future.
Thank you, sir.
And Jeffrey Justice out of Phelps, SGA president at the University of Pikeville. Good luck to you in your future, and we hope all your dreams come true.
Thank you. Thank
There
you.
you go. Jeffrey Justice, our guest, UPike SGA president, and Frederick Stein, the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine SGA president, our guest on this edition of Where the 99 Lead. On behalf of the University of Pikeville, I'm Andrew Joyce. This program brought to you by the University of Pikeville, the leading university of Central Appalachia.